In this episode, we are going to talk about one of the very exciting, wet, eventually also messy pleasures, squirting. Welcome to the Pleasurelit Podcast. The podcast that will inspire and empower you on your pleasure journey. If you have ever wondered, how can I make myself squirt? How can I finally let go? Or how can I support my partner to get there to squirt? Tip number 1 is probably one of the biggest and most important tips that I can give you. Squirting happens when you take the pressure away. Similar to when you have an orgasm goal. If you take away the destination, the ultimate goal, but rather focus on the journey, the exploration, the curiosity, and start to explore your own body and take it as an experiment, as a play, which means you want to get into a relaxed state. You want to feel comfortable. You want to ease into what feels good so you're able to let go. Tip number 2 is the actual exploration. Get to know your body. See what feels good and ease into that. Research, educate yourself about the G-spot, and then start exploring your own G-spot. Where is it located? What kind of technique feels nice? What kind of movement feels nice? Take note of what feels good for you. Taking away the pressure and rather focusing on, oh, this feels good. No, this doesn't feel good. And what feels good to continue to explore might lead you to finally squirt. Tip number 3 is preparation. And I mean that with environment, but also with yourself. So you want to get into an aroused state where you feel really turned on and ready for this experience. But also your environment. Meaning you want to maybe put down certain blankets that absorb the fluids, so when it does happen you can actually fully let go, because that was a game changer for me. Otherwise I would have prevented myself, because knowing I'm gonna have all this mess to clean up, I would rather want to avoid that. If you've got certain blankets underneath, great. You might also want to hydrate yourself prior to the session and use the bathroom before you have your session, and then keep your hydration up afterwards. Rehydrating is very important. Now, these 3 simple, quick steps and tips are just the beginning. There is so much more to explore and talk about squirting. I am Pleasurelit Patricia. Pleasurelit is your inner flame where embodied self-love, erotic play, and conscious connections awaken your most magnetic, confident, pleasure self. With over 20 certifications and over 350 pleasure tools and practices explored, I guide you on the Pleasurelit Way, blending real experiences with deep education and embodied transformation. Access all my pleasure-packed online courses, my pleasure content, my book, my hand-picked favorite pleasure products and discount codes at pleasurelit.com. You deserve to be and live pleasurelit unapologetically. But also remember, everyone's journey and experience is different. What matters is that it is something that works for you and feels good for you. Happy squirting with love and pleasure. Thank you so much for tuning into this Pleasurelit episode. It would mean the world to me if you could screenshot this episode, post it on your social media and tag me in it so I can see it and reshare the love. Also, share it along. Share it with your loved ones and friends so we can spread more pleasure into this world.